When we sign that consent, Mr. Bubi had to give me title for Plot 131 for subdivision. Unfortunately, he had sold part of the land to one Ayemba Nagobwa, who was in possession of the land title. Ayemba Nagobwa or Nagobwa. So he could not give me that title unless I had to cut off his land, which was 6 titles, as a condition for him to release the title. Because for Ujingo, he did not have the title. He had already sold part to Mr. Kayemba, and Kayemba was not willing to give the title to me unless we subdivided the title to give him his titles. And indeed, we carved off those 6 titles.
Indeed, after they didn't give you the title.
Pardon me?
Indeed, after they gave you the title.
Kayemba don't give me the title, not Ujingo. Because the title was not in his possession, I had sold it to another person.
So you cut off Kayemba's title?
Yes, those are 6 titles.
Which were how big? The area?
He needs to ask children which titles. So, he couldn't have subdivided the title unless we had to first consider Mr. Kayemba's interests. And indeed, I received those titles from me. As per other titles, I gave it to Kookie and he received them. And he signed acknowledgement with the same from his lawyer, Mr. Chimuwa.
Yeah, copy of what you did.
Your Honor, we made this.
Yes.
I leave the floor to my colleague, who's going to address court briefly, then we'll conclude the worship.
Briefly, in 1 or 2 minutes.
Yeah, briefly, Your Worship. In addition to what Council has submitted, the plots which were subdivided from plot 131 by the respondent, the evidence of which was adduced to this court as per our submission, dated 30th of March 2023, which elaborates an area schedule endorsed by the drawing office of Wakiso Emzo, shows that plots 824 following up to 864 were the respective plots carved out. 864, which is the residue he handed over. So today, he either produces 824, 825, 826, following up to 863. Lest, we request this court to commit him to civil prison. Good enough, he has told this court that he has no title to date. I I don't see why this court is even delaying anymore to commit him to where he's supposed to be. That is done, and Your Worship, on the issue of failure to fulfill clause D, Your Worship, if the respondent really had a good spirit of settling this matter, he could have come back to the applicant to see how they can deal with clause D. He could even have an option of handing him over back the plot 1-1, or rather 111, so that is closed. He has that option. Maybe his advocate should advise him so, that please hand over that thing, which is impossible. It has become a nuisance to you. Please talk to Zach, talk to the applicant, hand over to him that thing, because you can't handle it. But because of the bad faith, he has chosen to take this man for 5 good years of pain. And I believe this court, this is a court of justice and a court of equity, which cannot allow this Kamoga man to continue with his impunity. The issue of applications being filed, Your Worship, this is not a matter for this court to handle, and it is not the time for it. I think from what we've heard from the respondent and his counsel, they have failed to show cause why this court should not commit their client, or rather the respondent, to civil prison.
This court that we have filed applications which are pending before this court to give the tradition of seclusion to go into the names of those applications at this stage, because the relevant factor in those applications is that consent letter, which was entered into between Kamoga and his principal. So, Your Honor, we wish to reiterate our previous prayers, and secondly, counsel for the applicant. This honorable court has the discretion to issue an administrative remedy, and it has the powers also to make a reference under Order 50 Rule 7 civil procedure. Reference, because this is a matter now which
Grant you the benefit of doubt to pursue your application. And we shall return to this matter, and if you do not succeed in having your application fixed and prosecuted before we next return.
Your Worship will seek the indulgence of this court if they can fix his applications.
That application is not for me. I will not fix it. That's why I've told you go and prosecute for same.
This court has, on 2 occasions so far, granted Mr. Kamoga leniency within the confines of justice.
Yeah, mention that. You can continue.
Your Worship, but I wish to draw court's attention to the conduct of the previous lawyers and also Mr. Kamoga as well. Last time, we stood over for him to produce titles. He came back. Today, Tineba has brought an acknowledgement of different titles altogether. And also, just give it.
That acknowledgement is subject to review, and these applications.
It's okay, counsel. It's okay.
It's that today as well. confirmed for the surrender and he was employed for 5 weeks.
The client himself has confirmed to court that he doesn't have the titles. Really, even if we go for review up to Supreme Court, his answer is not going to change. He doesn't have the 55 land titles.
But at this stage,
Consequentially, we shall come back.
with no respect to my
That is why I'm wondering why you're trying to fight over this. Because he's appealed before and he's back and he was here. So there is a benefit of doubt. He'll be back.
Lordship, with
So
due
don't
respect,
fight over this.
Lordship, with due respect, there are two issues that the court need to determine, and that is the execution against the principal when the agent when the principal
For
is
that
out.
one, you go and
That is
for hold together. You will be back.
most of
This matter on the 16th of June at 10 a.m.
financial relationship. Because we don't know when is it financial. We are going to fast track the prosecution.
Producing the titles.
No. Formation of the progress.
I take leave of this matter.
Also,
Oh, my this matter.
Salaam Bambo.
Ejangu ndi mulamba wuno wenda bakola bulayi footage bakakuvayo mujje ndi mulamba mabule kibaddeyo mudde yasudde mugamba bwesini nakuziba awaddeyo ate mujjeyo jangu okwate ebituufu abasabe ne bannyabo mbebaza nnyo okuba nti muze olunaku olwaleero okumanya ekituufu ekigenda mumaaso mu kooti ekigenda mumaaso mu kooti kuliko abafere yawala okulo n'erinnya lyange obakozesa kooti baliko ebisango ebijweteke nze Kamoga Muhammad siina nsobi kyonna gye nakola ku nsonga ze ekimu kye nakola ekikola mu mateeka ekimu kye nakola ekikola mu bulambuukufu so ebyo nabyo mulaba abo basasula amawulire mujje mukwate bino bayakulu na linnya lyange naye amazima gajja kuvaayo kino kiri mu kooti empuliriza era nebikiza nebinjigambye ne bali basalawo twabijulirako era lawyer wange abibabulidde kooti twakola apiiro so tulinde apiiro gwe kyali bigende mu maaso ola nnyo oberedda kanso ndowooza wayo ekigambo kimu bibiri tugende
Has only 1 minute. Just only 1 minute. Only 1 minute mu Uganda. Sembera kwanza.
bagende batume abasindise ebituufu ebyo nebiriwo ate omulamba ne mukwata mwekwese mukwata mukwese bekweka muki
kakati
Uganda bano kwa Uganda
ensonga zibadde bbiri zokka ziragenda kukola kuyita mu ensonga zibadde bbiri zokka waliwo mukamaawo okay mukamaawo yakuwa power over to
n'agamba nti genda olonke omusango guno ku lwange. Ku lwaki? Mu Luzungu kye tuyita principal and agent. Kakati mukamaawo bw'akuwa obuyinza nti genda olonke omusango, ondoopera omusango. Kati mukamaawo n'amala najja n'ayingira mu ntegeeragana n'ono bwe yali awaabidde. Kati mukamaawo oyo endagaano eyo najja n'agimenya. Kati ffe kyetuwakanya ate ogenda otya n'onoonya okukwata omukozi, ogenda ofulumya otya ekiwandiiko ekigenda kikwate omukozi, ate nga ne mukamaawo oli yamugoba yakansolinga pawo katono yazijjawo yazimenyawo. Kati nga tugamba nti kooti ne basenyondo bakooti bagende baleete mukamaawani eyali awadde ono pawo katono ajja anyonyole ebintu bino, kubanga waali si mufu. Mukitegedde basebo ne banyago, waali si mufu, ajja anyonyole ebintu bino, kubanga agent oba omukozi yenna akola lwaki? Ku looli. Yali akola ku looli, ate oleese powers najja n'akola ki? N'azisazaamu. That's why tugenze kukola ki? Kufayiriza omusango, application for review. Kubanga why are they targeting Kamoga? Kamoga yazza musango ki? Yali akolera oli. Why are they targeting him? Oli omusajja yekwata ku nsawo. Kwata ku nsawo ali bweru, adya butaala. Ye yali awadde power over Tony agenda loko omusango ebyaguvaamu consent judgment. Consent judgment kiba kitegeeza nti ebintu byonna bye baategeeragana biba mukamaawe biba bimukwatako. Ono bweba nga yabikola ng'akyalina power over Tony, kiba kitegeeza oli biba nga bikola ki? Actions z'ono ziba zikwata oli. Otegedde? That is the position. Mu Luzungu.
If you want to do obligation by obligation, you do. Did you receive? No, we are doing this like this. I want to know.
It was supposed to be free of squatter, but that one was rendered just squatters. That's why I found in the case against that squatter. And even the court ordered that squatter to vacate. After me paying the damage of 15 million, but up to date, that squatter refused because we were told him not to forget that land. It's here at this point.
Well, you know you cannot want to have your case if you can have it back. You're not doing your part of an obligation.
Your Worship, there is a legal procedure of a party who is aggrieved by a consent judgment that they should take. If the consent judgment cannot be fulfilled, they know what to do. He has lawyers. So as it is,
Your Honor, I would like to address court. I need an opportunity to address court because it appears the applicants are not taking this matter as if the respondent is not represented by lawyers.
Council Brian, let us observe the point. You are still submitting. Because the same person when my sister
He's raising a point of law which I want to bring to the attention of this court.
Please, let us observe for the point.
You need a break?
No, Your Worship.
Cameras are also making
Because
it
I
so
have
uncomfortable.
other matters.
Your Honor,
The cameras are too much. Like, we are going to be here. Okay,
Your Worship, I wish to make a submission.
we want to make a submission, Your Worship.
If my colleague is not
the
interested in this
applications.
proceeding, she can take her leave.
Okay, Your Worship, kindly have the cameras out and proceed. Yeah. It's just an issue.
Your Worship,
We filed a review application. It is pending
High Court miscellaneous application number.
Before Mr. Brand comes in, we are making our case. And he really interrupted us and is trying to sneak in some.
No.
Let me.
Mr. Wood, speak. Who's yours?
Mr. Tomtan,
Yes.
this is my court.
Also,
So when I'm speaking, you listen. And I'm speaking now. Mr. Zako asked me if, from what he had raised, that he was unable to fulfill part of what was in the conflict because even the other party had made it difficult. We should file for court either to set aside or review whatever was in their conflict. That's why he's now telling you he has filed.
Yes. And we are serving.
So it's telling that you are smuggling or it's not right.
Your Honor,
He's responding to what he had advised him to do.
if I might be given an opportunity to address this honorable court.
You can, Mr.
Your Honor,
Kindebo.
yes, my most obliged. Your Worship, this execution proceeding arises from a consent judgment, which consent judgment was entered into between the Frederick Kwatakusa of Sengoga, Chiwanuka, suing through his lawful attorney and agent, Mr. Muhammad Kamoga, in civil suit number 2036 of 2015. There are proceedings which had been earlier taken on